Test, test, test. So how we sounded, y'all. Let me know how we sounded. It's having some technical difficulties, but we ain't missed anything. We're here now, y'all. We got a couple setups we're looking at, y'all. If y'all was in the live stream yesterday, NAS100 ended up doing a nice move. Caught a nice move here. Then we also caught a move at the low below, like we was talking about in the live stream yesterday. We're gonna look for the exact same setups today on NAS100. As long as we can maintain above 25,690, I'm gonna be still looking for buys. Now we do got 830 USD news today, so make sure to keep that in mind. Not gonna be going live with the numbers students during today's news, but we went live yesterday during the 830 news, broke that shit down. But today it's gonna be the game plan. It's gonna be the exact same. We're either gonna look for a setup beforehand, but we don't see anything by 6 a.m. We're simply to wait for the 830 news to pop off. Then look for a setup 9 o'clock, 9:30. Make sure to like the lives, y'all hop up in here, y'all. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed already. Let's see if we can catch a GU setup here though. Let me move my mouse out the way. So we're back with the bearish momentum. So again, we was talking about was looking for, well, we didn't take this buy. So we was talking about was gonna look for buys up here or sells down here, right? So yesterday, the news pushed price up, like we can see right here, but it failed to hold this level of support and maintain this level of support after the 830 news popped off. Brought us back into reversal territory. Then we broke below last night. Failed to hold those, so we're gonna look to see if we can break back down below. If we can break back down below and maintain 34, 35 as resistance, we're gonna look for sales going to 34.20. That's what we're looking at right here. And then we're gonna be looking for GBPJPYs as well. Again, we missed the GBPJPYs yesterday because that thing flew all, well, not last night, but the night beforehand. But remember what I told you during the London session live yesterday, that I was going to see price retrace and consolidate. What did price do pre-New York? Retrace. And then what did price do all New York session? Consolidate, right? So that's why I was like, I'm not even going to touch it, because if we would have tried to take a setup on GJ yesterday, we would have got wicked out or been ranging. You see what I'm saying? And we're not looking at gold because gold's at all-time highs, so there's no point in trading gold when it's at all-time highs unless there's retracement, which it did yesterday. So y'all could have caught buy setups yesterday. Caught a small buy setup. Let me fix my shit. Caught a small buy setup yesterday. But besides this, price retraced, hit that level. Then last night, as soon as the market reopened, it shot up. Then you see at 10 o'clock, it did a buy setup. So again, what would have happened if you would have tried to go for sales more times than not yesterday? You would have got fucked up. But since it's back at all-time highs, we're not going to touch it. So we're just going to let gold do its thing for today. So we're mainly going to just looking at NAS100 NQ, GU and GJ for some setups. Make sure to like the lives, you'll hop up in here, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We just hit 4,500 subscribers. Let's get to 4,600. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. Let's see what this next 5 and 15 looks like. New 5 minute about to pop up. What's going on, yo? What's going on? Those just joined the live. We have not entered any trades yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. Yeah, y'all, my bad for the late start. I was having some technical difficulties. Had to get things started up. But we wasn't missing anything anyways. Again, we have 8:30 news today, so it's going to be just like yesterday. We're going to look for a setup before, if we can find one. But if not, we're just going to wait for after the news and then look for a setup at 9 o'clock, 9:30. GJ, we're going to let price retrace. We're going to see if we can maintain 213.65 as support. If so, we can look for buys going back up to the highs here at 214. So let's see what GJ reacts right here. Again, we've had a big higher high. We caught the initial higher high Friday and then yesterday. Friday, then Monday. Then yesterday, price flew all Tokyo session. The retrace New York session. So we have a big higher high taking place, and again we're hitting levels that we haven't hit and prices we haven't hit since 2008 or 2014, one of the two. I think it's 2008. Yeah, since 2008, right? So we're hitting prices we haven't hit in a very long time, which I was initially struggling to break through. But again, when the volume picked up, which way did it go? To the upside. This is why you always want to go with the flow of price. Yeah, so yeah, we're going to see how price reacts to this level right here. The NAS is still kind of napping. Again, y'all, it's just a waiting game. We know what our game plan is. We're just waiting for the price to come to us and then to see if it's going to meet our confirmations or not. Let's see what this next 5 minute looks like. Let's see how price reacts here. Yeah, if it doesn't hold this level, we could see price do a big retracement. We have had a big higher high get made, so a higher low is due. We're still looking for buys nonetheless, but we just do have to keep that in the back of our head when we are looking for buy sets, which just means we have to just really make sure that price is going to hold a level before we take this setup. But again, look how price reacted once it hit this level. This is exactly why we mark off these levels and exactly why we enter and exit off these levels. Look how price hit that level and it's reacting. If you got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop in the chat. But like I said, I'm mainly just going to be looking at today NAS, GU, and GGL. And again, it's some of the prices meter confirmations, we just don't take the setup. Tracing. So yes, it is definitely going to be interesting. Again, we have 8:30 news today. Won't be going live with the university students today during the news. We went live yesterday. But yeah, we have 8:30 news today. We got news tomorrow as well. So today and tomorrow is going to set the tone for Friday, but we got to get through today first. So again, with GU, we're back into reversal territory depending on what price does today. We're either going to be just consolidating still, or if price does something today with the news volume, we're going to have the downtrend come into play or the uptrend come back into play. That's what we're really waiting on right here. Again, like we talked about before, we went live with the members yesterday during the 8:30 news, price pushed up, but it failed to hold that low as support and it failed to maintain this low as support, which brought us back into reversal territory. Then last night, price did a small drop, and that's where we're currently at right here now. So again, we're either looking for sales here, if we can maintain 34.35 as resistance, or if we break above and maintain 34.70 as support, we'll look for buys there. And this is also why we don't breakout trade, because imagine we would have broke out traded here, but it got wicked out for no reason. That's a nasty rejection right there. So we're going to see how this 15 closes. New 5-minute just popped up. NAS is still chilling here. NAS is going to be interesting today as well because, again, we caught a nice buy setup, but we've been struggling, like we talked about yesterday, to maintain 25,800 as support. So at this point, we need to either just completely break past it, or we need to maintain the level of support for the uptrend to continue, because we caught the higher high yesterday, not yesterday. We caught the higher high on Monday and Friday, right? But now we just need to break this resistance level to keep on pushing, right? So right now we're at this higher low. So we are maintaining 25,690 as support, which is a good thing. But we need to break past these two highs here for the uptrend to continue, because if we fail to do so, we're going to be back in possible reversal territory or playing ring around the rosy like we was the past few weeks. Again, y'all, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Appreciate those that like the live. It's a nasty push right there. Still chilling. So for GU, reversal territory is anything between 34, 3468. I just want to be sure I understand correctly. Let me go to it. He said 3468. Yeah, basically, yep. So I'm only looking for exactly. So I'm only going to be looking for sales if we can maintain 34.35 as resistance, or I'm only going to look for buys if we can break above and maintain 34.70 as support. Because again, if we go look on the time frame, and I'm not on my monitor at my desk right now, so just watch yesterday's live stream. Y'all missed yesterday's live stream. We broke this down on yesterday's live stream. And we might have broke it down during the members live yesterday. I know we broke it down yesterday. I don't know if it was during the London session live yesterday or the members and students live during the New York news yesterday. But I know we talked about it in the live because, I just deleted all these markups and shit. So I know we talked about it. I just don't remember when, right? But basically, long story short, I think I talked about it with the members. That's probably what it was. But we had this higher high, we had this higher low, and price was attempted to make a new higher high, but price ended up rejecting, which is what we see here. But then price tried to push back up, but then it failed to hold that support and then rejected in reverse. That's what took place last week. We had price reverse all last week. That's why we didn't take any setups on GU last week. And that's why if you watch the Sunday chart analysis, hit that first link description, join the free signal for Telegram. That's why we was talking about possible sells or possible buys, because depending on how price plays out next, we're either going to see that downtrend come into play or the uptrend come back into play, right? So this is how price was looking Monday, so that's why we've been looking for possible sells. But then obviously we saw price try to push back down, so that's why we're looking for sales now, right? Because we had price spike during the news yesterday, bringing us back into the bullish momentum, but then price failed to maintain that low as support, which we can see on a smaller time frame. Right? So that's why we're looking for sales if we can hold this low as resistance. Right? Because if we hold this level, we're more than likely going to be going timber for a little bit, right? Or if we hold this low as support, we're going to be pushing back to the upside. Now we just need some volume because we have big levels of traffic to the left of us. Right, we're currently on a strong support resistance level that we need some volume to break through right now. Let's see if GJ new 15 about to pop up. Let's see if GJ is going to retrace a little bit for us. Hit that level, then flew back off of it. But again, that's why we mark off these levels. I didn't catch that setup though. And again, if we miss a setup, we don't fall more chase price. We either wait for price to retrace or just look for a setup at the next level. Very, very simple, y'all. NAS is still chilling. G is still chilling. We're going to try to find a setup, but like I always said, we don't see anything between now and 6 a.m. We're just going to wait for 8:30 news to pop off, then wait for 9 a.m., 9:30 to take a setup. That's what we did with NAS100. We literally took a setup off the 9:30 candlestick, and then after 9:30, there was a few more setups. Let's see what GU does right now. Shout out to the members and students. Y'all had some more members get funded yesterday. I gotta post that stuff later. And if you are struggling to pass profit from accounts, make sure to watch this video. Just dropped it in the chat. Yeah, so looks like just taking off without us. It is what it is, though. And another reason I'm not tripping is what I kind of talk about in like my trade psychology vids and also the trade psychology playbook. The reason I'm not tripping about GJ is because, again, you're always going to be missing setups, but also you have to look at the big picture. We caught a nice move. Well, I took multiple setups yesterday, but even just signal-wise, events by signal and signal-wise, we caught a nice setup on NAS. We caught a nice setup on GJ to start the week off. Right, we caught this GJ setup in the live stream on Monday, right? Then we also caught this setup Monday, right? So we had a 1-4. We had two 1-4 RR setups on Monday. Damn, today's Wednesday already. Then we caught a nice 1-2 on NAS100 yesterday. But there was also this setup we could have caught that was a 1-4. So we're up for the week, right? We're up for the week. We went, 5-1 last week. I can't pull up Telegram right now. We gotta check it out. We went like 5-1 last week or 3-0 this week. So there's no reason to do anything dumb when we're already in profit for the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to trip or stress. You just gotta do the exact same thing over and over again. The reason why we're profitable right now is the same reason why we're profitable every single week, is because we just stick to the playbook, stick to the rules, and do the same shit over and over and over and over again. Literally do the same thing over and over again. Alright, so G rejected, so we're just gonna leave G alone. Let's see what NAS. GJ took a nice drop. Did a nice push. So we're gonna look for price for a trace. We're gonna look for a buy setup here. For a little bit longer, y'all. that's why I have alerts. That way we don't have to watch paint dry. That's another cause of FOMO and rushing setups or taking bullshit setups. Because if you're just staring at the charts for hours and then price teases you or you get impatient or see a big move, of course you're gonna be tempted in the beginning, right? After you build up the discipline and patience, you won't have that issue. But of course in the beginning you're gonna be tempted to just take something just to take something. When it's out of sight, out of mind, and then you don't worry about it until you get a beep or alert, as well as you get used to knowing what times charts really make moves and stuff like that. Then you end up spending less time on the charts. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker_away. TikTok, _playmakeraway_. Let's see if we can close right here. setup here. I'm just like, this is a retracement is due, but we're still looking for buys. But you gotta really pay attention to the setup. We do take the setup right here. Let's see how this candlestick closes. Now it's barely missing our level as well. New hour, new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Let's see how this candlestick closes. Might take this setup. We're about to see how it looks. Just popped up. Share price reaction. Let's see if we can maintain this lower right here. Did not jump in this trade yet. We might jump into it though. So we're gonna see how that plays out. GU, we're not touching probably till after the news. NAS, same thing. We got news at 8:30 today. We won't be going live with the members during that. We went live with the members yesterday. Should be going live today on TikTok. Didn't go live yesterday because when I was on live stream yesterday, the Wi-Fi was fucked. The Wi-Fi is a little bit better today, so should be live on TikTok later on today around 2 o'clock, 2:30. Make sure y'all know these on the free Telegram and TikTok so you know when I do go live. Shout out to everybody in the live. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. Shout out to everybody in the live. Y'all shout out to everybody's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been live since y'all joined. Again, make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free student free Telegram. Got some more videos lined up for y'all on Instagram and TikTok as well. And I have a new video dropping for y'all tomorrow on YouTube. Dropped the one for y'all the other day, so make sure to check that out. And make sure to explore the playlist. All playlists are up to date. And y'all, we're just going to see what New York sessions got in store for us. That's pretty much it, y'all. Peace. We out.